said, don't preach to the choir, or don't preach to the choir. The choir needs it.
Yeah. Come on. Right.
Yeah.
You preachers need this.
Yes, sir.
We need preaching.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You're either going to buy in or you're going to bail out.
Yeah. Right.
You buy into this thing, you buy into Jesus Christ, we have a person-driven life.
Yeah.
It is not a purpose-driven life.
Right. Come on. Preach.
If it was a purpose-driven life, I have a purpose to preach a good sermon. After a while, after it's so bad, I must have failed my purpose. But I will never lose the person, Jesus Christ. Now, you walk with the person, Jesus Christ, long enough, He'll give you that purpose. My mama didn't call me to preach. My daddy didn't call me to preach. My pastor, Brother Howes, didn't call me to preach. You didn't call me to preach. My wife didn't call me to preach. God called me to preach. From a personal prayer meeting. And I know God calls people to preach in meetings and in conferences, and I'm for every bit of it. But I got called in the privacy of my prayer life. I got called at night, woke up to pray, and that's when I got called. This person-driven life. You buy in, you're going to bail out. You'll bail out on that bus route. You'll bail out on that Sunday school class. You'll bail out on your marriage. You'll just be a bailer out. And they're bailing out. We needed what we heard last night. If He didn't get you, you're Jesus. You're walking on water. I thank God for that. I love the Bible. I love characters of the Bible. And my favorite character other than Jesus Christ is David. I don't know whether it's because he fought a lot. I'm kind of violent by nature. I love football because it's violent. They had hockey where I grew up. I'd have played it just to fight. I just love hitting people. I played football with our teenagers up until I was 50 years of age. I mean, called tackle football. And I kept getting hurt and coming home. My wife said, "You're too old to do that." Woke up one night with a major cramp in my hamstring. Got out of bed, another one came on that other hamstring. I'm walking like this, and I'm 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm moaning. I'm in severe pain. Then I got one in my calf. And what does my wife do? She rises out of bed and says, "I told you you're too old to do that." Goes right back to sleep. What a woman! Same woman who recently said, I said to her, "Darling, I can't remember last time you complimented one of my sermons." She said, "I can't remember last time you had one you could compliment." What a woman! I mean, she gives it back. Now, either you'll buy in or you'll bail out on all your responsibilities. David didn't bail out.
Right.
The Bible says in 2 Samuel, verse number 13, chapter 15. There came a messenger to David saying, "The hearts of the men of Israel are after Absalom." David said to all his servants and that were with him at Jerusalem, "Arise, let us flee. We shall not else escape from Absalom. Make speed to depart, lest he overtake us suddenly and bring evil upon us, and smite the city with the edge of the sword." And the king's servants said unto the king, "Behold, thy servants are ready to do whatsoever my lord the king shall appoint." The king went forth and all his household after him, and the king left 10 women which were concubines to keep the house. And the king went forth and all the people after him and tarried in a place that was far off. You talk about a bad day. Can you imagine? This day's going to come for you. I don't mean a child will betray you. I don't mean necessarily a son will rise up and want to kill you. But I mean a time's going to come, you're not going to know what to do.
Right.
You're not going to know what to say. If you have not gone through that, you will go through that. Some of you may be going through that right now. That little voice comes in our head. I guess it's from the devil. What are you going to do? And you don't know what to do. The Bible says in 2 Samuel 15, look at verse number 30. David leaves the palace. David went up by the ascent of Mount Olivet and wept as he went up, and had his head covered, and he went barefoot. And all the people that was with him covered every man his head And they went up weeping as they went. And one told David, saying, Ahithophel is among the conspirators with Absalom. And David said, O Lord, I pray thee turn the counsel of Ahithophel into foolishness. And it came to pass that when David was come to the top of the mount, where he worshipped God, behold, Hushai the Archite came to meet him with his coat rent and earth upon his head. Look in 2 Samuel 16, verse number 20. 2 Samuel 16, verse 20. Then said Absalom to Ahithophel, Give counsel among you what we shall do. And Ahithophel said unto Absalom, Go in unto thy father's concubines, which he hath left to keep the house. And all Israel shall hear that thou art abhorred of thy father. Then shall the hands of all that are with thee be strong. So they spread Absalom a tent upon the top of the house, and Absalom went in unto his father's concubines in the sight of all of Israel. We're talking about a bad day in the life of David. Then you move over to 2 Samuel chapter 18. I'm not going to read all of it, but I want you to see what happens when the king finds out that his son Absalom is killed. Verse 33, And the king was much moved, and went up to the chamber over the gate, and wept. And as he went, thus he said, O my son Absalom, my son Absalom, would God I had died for thee. O Absalom, my son, my son. Can you imagine all that went on in the life of David in just a few days? His son Absalom, by the way, whom he loved. You love your son. If they do wrong, you love them. If they do right, you're proud of them. If they do wrong, you bring the mother. If they do right, you take the credit. That's what men do. What I do. Quit acting like your mother. Can you imagine? What do you do? I mean, is there a recipe in the Bible for what to do when your son wants to kill you? In fact, I believe the Bible has recipes and formulas that are divine and that work in everyday life. What a book we have. But not only that, the chief of staff wants to usurp your authority and take up with the son, Ahithophel. Not only that, didn't read it, Mephibosheth, the crippled man, whom David showed such a kindness to, goes down to Lodabar, place of nothing. And boy, what a picture of salvation. He takes him from nothing to something. From poverty to the palace. That's what we have as children of God, by the way. And let me say this too, by the way. If we're on the winning side, why don't we act like it? Church ought to be a celebration. Preacher, it starts with you. You just be, and listen, and it's not this deal where you're just happy on Sunday. You be happy when you go to Walmart's, Cracker Barrel, Cabela's, and after that, why go anywhere else? Walmart's don't have it, you don't need it. But you ought to look like you're having a party at Walmart's. Called Mrs. Walker today. I said, you know what I learned last night from Brother Hudson? He sang George Jones. He dipped snuff. And God only knows what else. But we really love him. You ought to enjoy life. And you see, that bothers me. I see, Brother Hudson, I say stuff like that. And our people, they're crazy. Our people are nut jobs. Yes, Brother William Davis, he's been over there. We're in the hood. You'll come in with hubcaps, you'll go out without. And I should hesitate to say it because I'm afraid people are going to be afraid to come there. Last week we had all the taillights busted out of our buses. Yeah, I didn't say, oh, I can't tell you what I said. He did. This last week, one of our knucklehead bus captains left the fire extinguisher on a bus, and it got sprayed all through a bus. And I didn't say that again. And at first it infuriates me. Makes me, I told you I'm a violent person. It's like I don't think of winning them to Christ. I think of killing them and sending them straight, passing purgatory, straight to hell. I get angry. The simple honest truth is, That neighborhood where we are, those people have burdens. They have heartaches.
Sure. Yeah.
And we all get to a time in our lives where we're hit with that. You don't know what to do. You have a chance to make it bail out. 1986, I'm in Bible college. I had a great job. Life was set. New baby on the way. God calls me to preach. Worse than that, he called me north to go to Bible college. Where Yankees live. Where they have real winter. Where nobody's friendly. They're all Chicago Bears fans. And they talk funny. And I come up and they make fun of my language. Walker talked to us. I said, what do you want me to say? Hey, come here, man. You gotta listen to this guy. I worked on a dock. We was moving some tires. They said, say that again, tire. It's not a tire. It's a tire. I said, no, I'm tired. I take a nap. That's a tire that goes on the car. That's good preaching right there. My wife got in an accident. The man hit her broadside. She was all right, but the car died. That man sued us for $50,000. Had to get an attorney. I didn't understand what's going on. The thought came, what are you going to do? Buy in or bail out? I got colitis twice. Infection of the colon. If you've never had that, you're missing a part of life that you need to enjoy. I'd go to the doctor. They take a battery cable. And they put it in your system. And they keep putting it in your system. All 7,000 feet of it. Taking pictures of your colon. It is not an enjoyable experience. They found out I didn't have cancer. Got pneumonia twice. I remember coming home thinking, I want to tell my wife, I don't know what we're going to do. I've had to miss 8 days of work. We don't work, I don't eat. I didn't even let her go get the free cheese and stuff like that. I got mad about that. There's nothing wrong with you going to get a block of cheese and get some crackers and some bread. They offered that. I found out she went one day. I went ballistic. I said, well, starve before you take a handout. Now, you may have done it, and I'm not against you. I was a little hard-headed, but I'm just telling you what I did. I said, God will take care of us. Take that block of cheese back, but give me a slice before you do. I was hungry. I made her starve, not me. I had to go back to work. I remember that opportunity to bail out. I'm thinking now through the ministry, the times I didn't know what to do. The times that voice came. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Paul Cooper, that name means nothing to you. Paul Cooper was a 17-year-old boy from West Virginia, called to preach. 17 years of age, one of the finest Christians in his area. Paul Cooper had leukemia at 17. What do you say to parents when you walk into that room? And he's had a bone marrow transplant. What do you say? You preachers know what I'm telling you. You bus captains and bus workers. Are you going to buy in or are you going to bail out? I'll tell you honest with you, sometimes bailing out sounds mighty good. You see this country the way it's going, sometimes you just kind of want to bail out. I mean, it used to be that every mom and every kid on my street, mom and dad was home. That was the norm. And when the first divorce came to my world as a teenager, and I thought the end of the world had come, so-and-so's daddy left. And now, we don't have grandparents rearing grandbabies. We have great-grandparents rearing grandbabies.
Right.
What do you say to an 80-some-year-old great-grandparent who has 6 kids, all of them great-grandchildren, and all their parents were on crack when they were born? They were all crack babies. And our bus picks them up. And they are high maintenance. But they didn't choose to be born to that. They didn't choose to live in that situation. I have the list of their names right here. all the kids, their ages and their sizes, because we're going to try to get them a little Christmas.
Amen.
What do you tell that great-grandma? She said, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't have enough money to pay the rent. I can't feed them every week. I come to God and say, God, it's not right. And I come to our church and I throw a fit about we need bus workers. And I tell the story. We need bus workers. You need bus workers at Claysville. You need bus workers at your church, brother. We need more workers. I don't know why Christians don't see the need. Fooling around with Facebook and ball games. And I like them too. And I promised myself I wasn't going to say LSU. If you don't say Tennessee, I won't say LSU. And Duke is a dirty four-letter word in Lexington, Kentucky. We get so wrapped up and so passionate. These idiots in Lexington, they camp out a week or two before they have their first practice. Yet I can't get somebody to visit on a bus route. Can't get them to teach a Sunday school class and visit their class every week and get the name of a little boy and get his name and go play some ball with him. He'd have to buy him a ball glove, go take him fishing, maybe go take him hunting, maybe get in this thing, hey, buy in or bail out, get in or get out. Sometimes you don't know what to do. I have a recipe though. These times that have come to my life, that have come to your life, I've got a recipe. What David did. It's so simple, I'm embarrassed to give it. I hope it'll help you. First thing you can do is pray.
Amen.
You can't pray. I don't have the money. That teenager is lacking. She has no dresses. She wants to wear a dress to church, and I don't have it, and I can't pray.
Amen.
David prayed. Amen. Pastor, when's the last time you prayed all night?
Come on.
When's the last time you fasted? No sermons on fasting and praying. Because nobody does it. When's the last time you took 24, 30 hours and didn't eat a bite of food? And every time you thought about that burden, and every time you thought about the burden of your stomach being hungry, you went and prayed. Pastor, I don't know how we can go 30 days and not spend at least one of those 30 days all night in prayer. I don't know how we do it. I hesitate to say it. I'm not going to do it. In 30 days, I'm going to spend one night praying. I'm nothing. Our little old church there in the hood. Somebody ought to pastor. Not everybody can go to the suburbs. Not everybody can go to the nice neighborhoods. You got to have God. I've got to have God. What happened to our all-night prayer meetings? Your church have a all-night prayer meeting? We started these 2 years ago. Revolutionized our church. We'll have 6 or 8 or 10 show up. At 10 o'clock, I'll have a man give a 5-minute devotion, and I'll give him a list of things, and we pray. We get up, walk around, get a cup of coffee. We come back, have another man give a devotion at 11. We pray to the 12. At 12, I have another man give another devotion. All the way to 4 o'clock in the morning. We do this 2 times a year. It's revolutionized our church. When I don't know what to do, and all these things come, that's God, I can pray. Amen. You can pray. Number 2, you can weep. Amen. We don't weep anymore. Amen. What's happened to our tears?
Good.
Is our town the only town that has overdoses and a daddy of 3 kids dies? Is our town the only town where little girls don't have a clue what the meaning of romance is? God has such a beautiful plan for romance. A stupid world in Hollywood has destroyed it. They don't have a clue about what love is. They just give themselves the first person that will like them because they want to be wanted. They want to be loved. They've been taught to dress seductively. All they got's that body. And I can't seem to change it, but I can cry. I can weep, and you can too. We're not going to change America without tears. When my son was in Afghanistan. 2010 was a tough year. February, he shipped out to Afghanistan. He was at a place on the border. He called me, a funny number came up, I took the call. Hey, Philip, how you doing? I said, Dad, pray for us. We lost one today. I said, what are you talking about? So I didn't tell you when we Skyped the other day. I used that Skype and could see him in a bunker in Afghanistan. He said, don't tell Mama, don't tell my wife. He had a wife and 2 children. Dad, I don't know if I'll come home. He said, today I was walking back from the mail drop with 1 mile from the compound, and all of a sudden he's just walking. He sees the dirt in front of him, like the bullets hit him. He thought that's odd, and he seen another one. He realized there should be. This is serious stuff.
Amen. Amen.
He took off running for 1 mile. Buried buddies. He has nightmares to this day. Not only that, my wife found out she had cancer in a few months. Not only that, a man in our church, I found out he was molesting foster children. And I had to call the police. And I had to call him and I said, you report to me tomorrow. You be here, don't you run. He showed up, they took him downtown and he confessed to it. He's in prison tonight, this morning. What do you do with that? What do you do with that? You cry, that's what you do with it.
Amen.
You weep. The Bible says in Psalms chapter 6, for the Lord hath heard the voice of my weeping. Weeping talk, tears talk.
Yeah, that's right.
It changed your soul winning, it changed your ministry. And if I don't at least cry at least once a week, I get along with God until I do cry.
Amen.
I don't make it, I don't put something behind my eyes, make me cry. I want it to be real, I want it to come from my heart, because sometimes our people do not know what to do, and we don't know what to do. But I can't pray and praise God. I can't cry with you.
Amen.
God hears those tears.
Yes, He does.
This is a divine recipe for when those times come. You're thinking, I may just need to bail out. No, just buy in.
Amen.
You'll never bail out. Number 3, you notice in the text, David stayed the king.
Amen.
He could have got abandoned men, got some money, and he's gone. I'll leave the country with you all. People talk to me now, I'm leaving this country, Brother Walker. Well, that's good. Just go ahead and bail out on it. I'm going down fighting.
Yeah.
I'm not going down compromising.
Right.
We're going to use the hymns and the songs and the spiritual songs. And our ladies, when they get on that platform, we're going to have a skirt long enough or they're not going on the platform.
Right. Come on.
If you teach Sunday school, you're going to sign off on a requirement form that you're willing to live to a standard. But here, that's every dog in cat. If I have one Sunday school teacher, it's going to be one that raises the standard. Oh, yes, we have entry-level jobs. Oh, yes, those newborn Christ. In Christ, we have jobs for them. They want to work. We can make them greeters and ushers. And if they're not drunk and they're not wanted on a warrant, we'll let them drive a bus. Just so they're saved. I'm not kidding you.
Right.
We've had the roughest group of guys get saved. We had a big old black boy from Memphis. Love that guy, Lonnie. He's a drunk for years. His family gave up on him. Sent him to Kentucky. He's a veteran. He comes to our place. And he hears the gospel purely for the first time and he gets saved.
Amen.
He gets baptized. He's a Sunday school teacher. Drives a church van.
Amen.
He's got a past. All he needed was a church that cared and would cry with him. When he came to me and I said, I want to tell you, Lonnie, I'm crying with you. And Lonnie, when it comes around time for church, you go to church. Let me tell you something. You don't shirk your responsibilities just because you've got something you don't know what to do.
Right.
You're still a pastor. You're still a Sunday school teacher. You're still a bus captain. I'm still a husband. I'm still a dad. I'm still a pastor. I'm still a friend. That doesn't change because I don't know what to do.
Right.
Go to work.
Good.
But I don't feel like go to work.
Man.
Comes times of study, you preachers know what I'm talking about. There's just no inspiration. You're tired of studying almost. You love the Bible, but sometimes you like just to read it and just to bathe in it and love it, and you should read it to live, not to give, but we do have to give it. And sometimes you just, it's hard to go to work. It's your schedule, make it your boss. I don't mean mechanical, but you know what I'm saying. When you don't know what to do, and you're overwhelmed. Teenagers, if you can learn it, if one teenager in our generation, in our churches, would get this and buy in, and they will not bail out, the other teenagers are going to laugh at you, going to mock you. You're one of those, that's okay. Every teenage boy ought to learn to pray and learn to fight. Mama, don't get upset. Y'all learn to pray and I'll learn how to fight. There's nothing worse in our churches than boys don't know how to fight. I'm dead. Look here, I'm dead serious. We had boxing. Put on the gloves, let them go at it. The boys loved it. Had a few bloody noses, a few loose teeth. Better than being a sissy. And the lady that they need the other side too. They need to pray. We got one little kid. He takes the piano. You got to worry about boys taking the piano. He's a boy. You ain't got to worry about this one. In between playing the piano, he'll be busting somebody in the mouth and go back to the piano. You make fun of him. He's a little bitty guy. He'll take one of his dad's a police officer. He'll take his dad's gun and he'll shoot you. And then he'll go back playing the piano. What happened to this balance? Yeah. I think it's because we get to this place. You don't know how to pray. We really don't know how to pray. So we'll go to a psychiatrist. We'll take a quick fix pill. You don't care about mental illness, Brother Walker. No, I care about the throne of grace and the power of God that can fix anything you've got going on in your life. There's some issues, yes, you need a doctor. I'm not saying that. I am saying this. We're not going to have a saving of America without praying and weeping and staying in the saddle. And then lastly, the preacher, sing. I sing. I can't sing. But I sing. Amen. I told Mrs. Walker 570 miles up here. I left about 5 o'clock Monday morning. Look forward to it. I sang loud. I didn't have to hear her saying, honey. 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 I could sing as loud as I wanted. I love this too. After I ate, I could belch all I wanted to. Didn't have to hear her say it's gross. You can belch in my own house. You shouldn't, fellas. That's crude. You shouldn't do it. But sometimes it just feels pretty good. And if you eat something that's good, you get to taste it again. It's not bad. It's good preaching right here. Then I'm going to turn it over to Brother Toole here in a second. And I sang. And I cried and I sang some more. I don't know what you're going through. I don't know if this is a sermon I'm supposed to preach. I think it is. It's pretty simple. Friends, sometimes that voice says, what are you going to do? I don't know. Parents in our church, we have a child that grew up in our church and they blew it. The child blew it. You know, maybe you don't have anybody in your church that does that, but we do. I've got some parents rearing their grandchildren. It's hard. Come in my office and they cry. And I cry with them. You know what they tell me? You helped me so much. I didn't say anything. I just cried with them. And I showed up for work. Yeah. Preacher, they're looking for us to show up. Amen. They want to see you walk out that door. Yeah. They want you to be on top side. Amen. Yes, sir. We're not going to do it. We don't have this rest. Right. Let us pray. Father, this is my crowd. These are my friends. A lot better sermons, probably. I do believe what you gave us this morning. We must not lose our song. We cannot. Father, I pray you run to the formulas you've given us in the Bible. From people in the Bible who's faced, in some cases, and maybe most cases, worse than we'll ever face. There's some things they did. I just have an idea if I do them, I'd come out like David did. He ended his life changed. In Jesus' name. Amen.